Hello everyone, Ron and David here, coming to you from our website, astrologynewsreport.com.
Now we look at the upcoming planetary patterns and predictions. What's in store in the heavens for March 16th to March 23rd and beyond?
Last Tuesday, Mercury entered Aquarius and has been getting closer and closer to Neptune since then. Mercury will be exactly conjunct Neptune on Saturday, March 22nd, at nearly 12 degrees Aquarius.
The planet of rational thinking joins the planet of irrational fantasies in the sign of humanitarian acts and social revolution. Of course, the main item on the social revolution agenda has been the Ukraine situation, but then there's also Venezuela, Thailand, and now Turkey.
And aside from that, we have the reasonableness of Mercury getting befuddled by the delusional Neptune. Not a good combination for making rational decisions, or even understanding each other correctly.
So we can expect mistakes, misunderstandings, unreliable media reports. Is this combination good for anything, Ron?
Well, Mercury conjunct Neptune is a boost to the imagination, thereby encouraging daydreams, benefiting the spin doctors.
More spin than normal? Sounds like bonus points for the mainstream media hype meisters. All I know is that this is not really helpful energy to be had during these trying times.
No, indeed. All right, the Spring Equinox will be on Thursday, March 20th. The equinox is the day when the sun is at the midpoint of the two extremes of its apparent position relative to the horizon. On this day and night are of approximately equal duration. The sun's position in the heavens at this point marks the beginning of the Western astrologers' tropical zodiac. In other words, 0 degrees Aries for the Western astrologer. Yes.
For sidereal astrology, the real zodiac, the one visible to the naked eye, the one used by Vedic astrology, the sun will be at 5 degrees Pisces. In Vedic astrology, the equinox is regarded as a Sankranti, a point of entry. In this case, the sun is crossing over the line of the Earth's equator projected out into space, which separates the southern and northern hemisphere.
Yeah, and it's generally considered to be a poor time to begin anything important during a Sankranti, and therefore the 3 days before and after March 20th are unfavorable for initiating any major endeavor.
There are no significant changes in the zodiac coming this week, so we would like to take a look ahead a bit at a planetary pattern that will shortly undergo some new developments.
I take it you want to look at Mars retrograde, David?
Yep, we've seen the Mars retrograde plus Rahu combination manifesting in various ways over the past couple of weeks, none of them very pleasant. The horrific massacre of Chinese by the Uyghurs at the Kunming train station in Yunnan, the Russian invasion of Crimea, and the subsequent upset and confusion that has resulted from that, the disappearance of the Malaysian airliner on its way to Beijing, and the tension of that whole mystery, these are all textbook manifestations of the pressure cooker effect of Mars retrograde, added to the confusion and obsession that Rahu signifies.
And this combination isn't over yet, not until March 24th, when Mars separates from Rahu by crossing the line into Virgo.
Aside from Mars separating from Rahu, the entry of Mars into Virgo will change the nature of Mars's expression, since it will now have to manifest through the venue of Virgo instead of Libra. So what sort of differences can we expect, Ron?
Well, since Virgo is the sign of details and analysis, and Mars, being the military planet, is the planet of strategy and logic, we can expect a lot more energy for working out the details of things.
And isn't Mars retrograde good for planning and tactics, for getting things ready, for strategizing? So this will actually be a really good time for making preparations, putting together all the materials, writing the script, etc.
Yes, and since Mars won't have Rahu to contend with, there will be less craziness, less confusion, less distortion than what we've seen in the past weeks.
Okay, so finally, after all these weeks of insane situations, things are going to improve, right?
Well, maybe for a little while, but then there's another black cloud coming up. Once retrograde Mars enters Virgo, it will be on its way to a rendezvous with an opposition with Uranus, not exactly a stabilizing influence.
Oh boy, the planet of violence versus the planet of sudden events sounds like bad Buddha.
And it is, but it's not for a few more weeks, so we'll be going over it in detail in next week's show.
Okay, that's it for this week. Thanks for visiting astrologynewsreport.com. Now on to segment 3 of this week's show.